Good morning. So I am en route to Alvechurch. Got the pairs match. Me and Chris Cameron. Me and Chris fished it back in August together. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll do well again. Chris is going on Horseshoe, and I'm going on Canal. Horseshoe fished quite well. It was a real close match last Thursday, so I think £119 won it or something like that. That's 119, not 19, Derek. And then whatchamacallit, it was tight, so tight and fair, I like that. And then Canal Lake, the barbel seemed to have woken up, and also obviously some carp. So I see AD Mansfield had a good weight there last week as well, so he's caught on the top kit, I think, top kit down his edge. So yeah, more to play for, looking forward to it. Just hopefully don't draw peg one. I really don't fancy drawing peg one. God, my wipers are loud, aren't they? I just feel one, you get cut off, same as 14. Just don't like them sort of corner pegs. Like, because if you draw say 1, peg 3, and then 25 is in, you just get proper cut off. You know, you're just sharing fish if you got to fish long, in my opinion. And the same with 14. 14 is quite a wide peg as well. And again, you just get like a little bit cut off. So hopefully I won't draw them pegs. The only two pegs I want to avoid really, 1 and 14. So fingers crossed. Can't believe it. I have never done so bad on that pairs match since I've been going. I have been absolutely battered by the wind and battered by the anglers. AD Mansfield, pardon the expression, has pulled my pants down. I feel sorry for Cams, so I apologise to Cams, Chris Cameron, because I come last and he won the lake. So yeah, wow, I beat one. So yeah, last. So yeah, I let him down badly, so I do apologise in advance. I did set my cameras up, so there's no action today. There wouldn't have been any action anyway, to be honest, well, very little. So it's so windy, wet, I just didn't want to risk it. Knowing my luck, they would have blown over on a tripod and that wouldn't have been good. So I didn't even want to set them up. So I didn't. But you know, you got to take it on the chin. You can't have Aid win the section next year and get battered and not say, oh yeah, there's no fish in my bag. So what have I done wrong? Just fished too heavy, really. Probably. I've just geared myself up thinking you're probably going to need maybe a 200-pound weight today, and obviously it's fished a lot harder than anticipated from a lot of us, including myself. And I thought the edges would come good, and the thing is sometimes you only need like an hour and a half, and you can absolutely slay them down the edge, and you normally run out of bait because you're only allowed 3 pints of maggots. And so I've sort of saved my maggots to hopefully catch to my right at 4 meters. And then, I don't know, barbel just, I've not had a go. Normally then barbel just mop them maggots up. So, you know, what have I done wrong? Well, I think I should have fished a little tiny method to the far bank. Like a lot of us said that there's quite a few fish on the far bank. It was a bit slow to begin with on the far bank. The trouble is I should have fished a lighter rig and a longer line, and take it on the chin that you're going to foul look a few and you're going to lose them. Just nature of the beast. That's not been like treating fish badly, it's just that they're coming through the peg. You can't fish a real heavy crude rig like I did today at 1/2 gram. Yeah, I didn't foul look hard. I don't think I foul looked any on that rig. But you don't get so many bites, and I fished a lighter rig, and the trouble is you foul look a couple, but it's a little bit better. The fish were just a little bit more sort of like cuter today. They've been ravenous, because sometimes that lake is absolutely ravenous. But yeah, I wasn't ravenous, and neither were the fish. So, like I say, take the rough with the smooth, don't you? So yeah, I wish I fished a little method. So I'll definitely put that in my armoury. I'm not a great method angler, but that definitely would have been worth a few fish today. The only thing I find is chucking real short, like 13 meters. I find that real difficult. I find that more difficult chucking 13 meters than I would say 40 meters, to be honest. I don't really like short chucks, but hey, definitely should have done it. think that would have, real tiny little method, I think that would have been decent. So there's one thing to consider. And also, should have realised it's difficult in retrospect, because like I say, if their fish would have come down the edge, I'm quite confident swishing my rigs and could be quite aggressive, like a lot of anglers, you know. I would have caught down that edge, and I really did fancy it, but they just didn't come into it. And therefore I should have fished maggots short rather than pellets. Try to fish pellets, it wasn't right because it's towing through. I fished a little tiny bits of paste, caught a couple of fish on that, but the water was too cold for it, in all fairness. Had a couple of decent ones on it, but maggots would have been loads better. I could have just fished it a few inches over depth, a bigger arable rig, and it just would have been so much better. I would have caught barbel and undoubtedly carp. So a few lads have done that, caught maggot short. So yeah, bad. Should have had more maggots. Only had 2 points for me anyway, but I should have had more maggots, and should have fished short and a little method. So with the method, I just would have fished fishery micros, and then what do you call it? Just fished like a lasso Coppins pellets, because they change the pellets now at Alvechurch. So the old ones, you got which was Coppins, you could just lasso them and they'd be spot on, because they'd take a bit of durability on them sort of pellets, to be fair. What else can I say that's honest? That's about it really. Oh, got to give a shout out to Malin. He won the lake, £160 off peg 14. He had a smashing time. Fair play. I think him and Curtis would probably be third in the pairs. Curtis did draw a very good peg 7 on Horseshoe. It's not the best, very shallow. Sometimes it throws up, but 9 times out of 10 you're up against it. Chris Cameron won the lake. I don't know if I've already said that, so I feel sorry for him, so sorry Chris. He had £115 I think he had on peg 27, so he's done well. I think Horseshoe fished a bit harder than what we anticipated as well, to be fair. I just think that wind just has an out presentation and stuff, and maybe change of pressure on that. It's just switched them off a little bit, and a lot of us thought it was going to turn them on, but it didn't. Anyway, no glory vlog today, and like I said, I didn't set my camera up because I was worried with the wind. You know, last thing I'm going to do is end up breaking a camera. That would have been disastrous. I'm having a bit of a rough time as it is at the moment. Last thing I'm going to do is end up breaking a camera. I put all the weights on when I get them, and then I put the results from all the pairs, because I honestly don't know. I was too embarrassed to go to back to the presentation. No, not really. I'm not embarrassed. I'll take it on the chin. I just want to get home, drink some water, and take some Acroxia, to be honest, for my foot. For those who don't know what Acroxia is, it's normally used for like arthritis, so I've got gout. So don't get fat.